Right, Sean, starting off in the second of the afternoon, you've got Silver King and Craig Zaki.
Yes, you don't normally find me in these races. At the end of the day, you know, he looks like an early type. Obviously, the other trainers in the race are regular winners of these races, and maybe coming a little bit early, but I thought I'd put him in there and see how he goes. Wouldn't surprise me to see him run well.
Moving on to race number 3, you've got the 5-year-old mare Elusive Spirit, Craig Zaki. Definitely got ability, but is she putting it together now?
Yeah, listen, these two horses, Love Token and Elusive Spirit, they're way out at the weights. Obviously, it's just a little indicator for me to see what their actual rating is, and in a race like this, it's going to be more used as a gallop than anything else.
All right, then on to race 4, where you've got another pair in New York State of Mind, who's number 13, Julius Mariba, and number 15, Profit Ratio with Raymond Danielson.
Yeah, Profit Ratio was a fair debut. Although he looks like he wants a bit further, he should be competitive in this race. There are one or two horses that look like they might be hard to beat, but I think he'll run well. New York State of Mind might just need the experience. He shouldn't disgrace himself. He could be finishing well. Maybe into the money. Yeah, so nice coupling.
Another coupling in horse number 4, Old M and Craig Zaki, and then of course Olive Leaf with Raymond Danielson, who's number 1.
Yeah, Olive Leaf's doing very well. She might just need the run, a little bit out at the weights. Old M, I think she's probably the best horse in the race. Having said that, she might just need the run. I was reluctant to run her, but then I looked at the program, and you know, if I want to get her to Cape Town for the $1 million, then I'm going to have to start her off here, and just hope that she doesn't need it too badly, because the handicapper may just take it as gospel. I think obviously close relative, one of the horses to beat, and is it Seattle Lady?
Seattle Lady from the Janssen from Furen Yard, yeah.
On that run to Buckland. That's a real good run. So I respect those two horses quite a lot.
First class, and then you've just got the sole entrant in race number 6, horse number 6, Capitan and Raymond Danielson.
Capitan needed his last run quite badly. I'm expecting good improvement. Whether he improves enough to win, might just be short of 1, but he has a chance. I just hope he runs well.
And finishing off the day with a exacta coupling, 10 and 14, Consider the Cat, with young Matthew Thackeray, and 14, Peregrine and Devon Habib.
Yeah, Consider the Cat's had his problems. You know, if I've got him right on the day, I think he's a massive runner. He's not the easiest horse, but I think he's progressive, and I think he is a type of horse that is worth persevering, because he could just keep improving. He gives me that impression. Peregrine is at the other end of the scale, where it's probably the last roll of the dice for him.
All right, Mike, starting in the first, you've got filly number 12, Judith, completely unfancied according to the betting in her debut. She's got the very talented Lyle Hewitson aboard.
Yes, Andrew, her first run was pleasing. She was very, very green, run on nicely at the finish, doing her best work at the finish. I'm expecting a much more improved run, but saying that, one has to be guarded. We're coming from a very, very deep draw, but we do have the services of Lyle, who thinks and plots out races. I'm sure he'll ride her as he finds her, and she'll be doing her best work at the finish. Wouldn't surprise me at all if she won a race like this.
Moving on to the first leg of the jackpot, filly number 8, Penny Serenade and JP van der Merwe.
Yeah, she won a very smart race first time out. I wouldn't say unfancied, but the fact that she won in the fashion that she won in pleased us, and she has come on quite a lot. We don't really know where we are with her. We've put her in here, and this will more or less tell us what type of filly she is. But the way she looks and the way she's improved in work, I think she could be a nice filly for the future.
Fantastic. Then we move on to race number 6, number 8, Splendid Garden, once again JP.
Yeah, Splendid Garden is an enigma. He's just a funny horse, this horse. You don't know which guy pitches up. It's very much the same way him and JP get on so well. With JP, you don't know which JP's coming to the race course. So with Splendid Garden, I think the two of them get on so well with one another because they suit each other.
Box exacta. Okay, then on to race 8, number 1, Red Star.
She was off. She did a suspensory in that ready-to-run race a year ago, and we gave her first run back the other day. It was a very smart run. She really pleased us. We didn't expect her to run that well, so it was a good run, and happy with the run, and we're expecting further improvement.
Then on to the final race of the card, horse number 13, Mr. Balboa.
Yeah, he won a nice race the last time, albeit in a work riders. Has improved. I think his horse is going to win his races on the way. He's a nice horse. He's a work horse. He's one of those hard knockers. I think he'll pay his way over time.
Timothy, starting off in the first race of the afternoon, horse number 3, Almond Blossom. It's a work riders race, and Mr. Damasi climbs aboard.
Yeah, she's done some good gallops at home, and she really just hasn't brought that work to the races. But I mean, she's got excuses, she's got problems, and you know, we hope we fix them. But she is a bit of a troublesome filly. On her best work, I certainly think she could win a race like this. But you know, we're kind of hoping here.
First class. And we go on to the first leg of the pick 6. You've got the 2 runners in Detonation. Devon Habib gets the chance. And number 12, New Caledonia with Chad Little.
Yeah, both lovely horses. Detonation injured himself as a 3-year-old, and that's why he's only coming back now. Yeah, I think he's packed with ability. And New Caledonia, well, we're hoping that this is going to be one of our better 3-year-olds. He's shown a lot of good work. All the jocks seem to love him. You know, you've got to factor in greenness and everything like that. But they're both nice horses, and I'm expecting them to be at least in the first half of the field, hopefully run into the money.
Excellent. Moving on to the first leg of the jackpot, horse number 3, Close Relative. She ran in a quality-laden field in the feature on Sansui Summer Cup Day. She gets back to a competitive fighting weight.
Yeah, we didn't really want to run her back so quickly, but there wasn't much in the schedule for her. So, and we let her blitz a bit on Monday, and she worked like an absolute train. So she's in here. She's obviously working well. Hopefully it's not running back too quickly, but you know, if she brings her best form here, she should be able to win. So holding thumbs.
Then moving on to race 8, horse number 8 is Shout Out and Chase Mojan.
Also a filly with a lot of ability who her rating, she's much better than her rating suggests. She's come back from an op, and you know, it's a bit short for her, but she's galloped well over the trip. Also hoping she can run into the money.
And then to put the lid on the day, a pair in race 9, number 12, Charanga, Francie Herald climbs board, and number 15, Lord Windsor, who ran very well last time out, and he's the mount of Chase Morjan again.
Yeah, I thought Charanga ran a good race last time coming back from a gelding, and he's going to look for this kind of trip. He's a scopy horse, so he could pop up. Obviously, Lord Windsor looks the better of the two, but Charanga's a funny horse, you know, he can do anything. Lord Windsor's in fine form. He's really going well. We got bad draws with both. If they can get over from those draws, I think they'll be right there.
Matthew, starting off the first leg of the place, accumulated the 2 quality runners, Alarm and Pine Princess, a conditions fillies plate with JP and Randall Simons doing duty for you.
Yeah, obviously Alarm's quite a fit filly at the moment. She's had a lot of racing, so she's fit and she'll give a good, honest account of herself. Pine Princess, on the other hand, is probably the classier of the two. She just may need this run a little bit. She's done a lot of work at home, but you know, racing always brings the horses on, and it's going to be difficult to beat Smart Core. She's well weighted and fit at the moment, so just look for a nice, good run from her, and she'll improve a lot from it.
The Vodacom Durban July form has worked out really, really well, but she had no luck there. She didn't have a smooth passage at all.
Yeah, she probably raced a little too handy in that race. She likes to come from off them. She won the Oaks from sitting at the back of the field. So there were excuses on that day, but she's had a nice long race and she's looking very good and doing very well. I wouldn't be surprised to see her run a massive race, but like I said, Smart Course looks like the right one.
Excellent. Then on to race number 7, where number 2, Master Spirit, the horse that's reputation precedes him in terms of his behavioural pattern as a youngster. Very expensive horse. Far from disgraced last time out behind a very good horse in Thrust.
Yeah, we look like a winner everywhere except the post. Thrust got going very late and caught us. You know, if you can reproduce that sort of run, I think it's less of a competitive field in that time, so I'm expecting a good run from him.
And then I'm sure the same is applicable to race number 9, horse number 2, Tabrik. Very similar situation to today in the last race.
Yeah, he's a nice horse. He's done well since his gelding. We're stepping him up now to the 2000. On pedigree, he's supposedly going to stay, but I'm not sure about that. We'll have to see what the race tells. But if he does stay, his work's been exceptional and he'll be a big runner.